Very nice. You just wrote in the form of a story. So they make a band together, something like that. Kind of practice together. Yeah. Which I think the topic was like the Ruskin Bond, bringing Ruskin Bond is good because Ruskin Bond is also from the hills. Oh, right. I think he is, yeah. He is from Missouri. Okay, he is from Missouri, but he's Indian. He's an Anglo-Indian. Oh, yeah, so he is Ruskin Bond. Is born in Kasauli, Punjab States Agency, British India. His father, Aubrey Alexander Bond, was born in a military camp in Shahjahanpur, a small town in North India. His mother, Edith Clark, is an Anglo-Indian. Yeah. And he stays in he went to Dehradun for a long time. Later, his father joined the Royal Air Force in 1939 and Bond, along with his mother and sister, went to live at his mother's maternal home in Dehradun. Shortly after that, he was sent to a boarding school in Missouri. So he was in a boarding school in Missouri. So, and his mother, later on, when he was 8 years old, his mother got separated from his father and married a Hindu, Punjabi Hindu. Okay, so he has a good connection with the Hindu religion. And his father, when he was 10, his father died of malaria while he was posted in Calcutta and was buried in Bhawanipur, this place I have been to in Calcutta. So his father was buried there. Then he attended Bishop Cotton School in Shimla, graduating in 1951. So there he started winning awards for writing. And he took it up as his profession. Basketball has a very close connection with Missouri. And also there, that is the reason why in most of his books you will find with the description of the hills. So I'm very glad that you brought this topic. Basketball goes very well when it comes to Panchayani because though he was brought up in the school and also a boarding school. So they can relate with that. Yeah, that is what it's very good connection that you have brought. I mean, knowing you have brought, but it's very nice. Very nice. So today we will take up the paragraph writing, okay, descriptions. Now the two lessons that I told you, the dialogue exchange where was it the about the burglar. Burglar session. We will give that from here because this is very important. It will be important for your class there also. It will be this in detail. Yeah, this is Samani, right? Page number 22. From observation, you have to describe your routine. There is one conversation with the dialogue. But this one is the Hindi one. There was another one, the dialogue exchange. Dialogue exchange was something. Yeah, this one. Yeah, but he's about your age at 169. Yes. The burglar is a thief. Burglaring attempt means theft. Okay, an attempt of theft. Okay, now read this. Then you will write one paragraph on describing the burglar as based on the conversation. Okay, so the teacher or student can video the. So it's an interview between a police inspector who is in charge of the case and the housekeeper, Miss Ashley, and the watchman, Ram Singh. As you listen, note down the details of the burglar. The students complete their notes by listening to the interview, and so whatever you go on underlining the description. In grade 10, you have paragraph writing based on the description of a person or a description of an object. Okay, so we will take up two people, and one is that one that we will do later, this one first, and then we will do later the other one. Okay. So you need to describe the person. So how will you describe the person? You will give one introductory sentence. One sentence. Since it is one paragraph, therefore we will not give introductory paragraph, but we will give introductory sentence to that paragraph. So what do we say? What do we write? That there was a burglary and burglary that happened in one of our neighbor's house and neighbor's houses, sorry, one of our neighbor's houses. And it went, so depending on the description received, here is the description of the burglar. So that we can try to help the police find him out. Okay, and then you give the physical description of the burglar based on the conversation. So that they can find him. It's okay. So just one introductory sentence and then we will continue because it is one paragraph. We will not change plans. Okay. And in description of a person, what do we give? We give the physical description as well as we also write some qualities of that person. Okay. That we will take up for the next one. Here mostly it will be physical description.
Okay, now read it loudly.
Inspector. Hello, madam. I am Inspector Lansing. I am in charge of the burglary case which occurred in the flat of your employer, Mr. Ravi Khanna.
That's an employer. Okay.
It must have been a harrowing experience for you, Lakshmi. Yes, it was a terrible experience. People like that should be locked up in a prison. Inspector, if you will cooperate with us, we will catch them in no time. Were you alone in the apartment at that time? Lakshmi, yes, it was 11:30 in the night, and I was alone as my master and his wife had left for Shimla. Inspector, how do you think the burglar gained entry to the house? Lakshmi, he might have come through the balcony and entered my room. Inspector, now tell me something about his physique. What about his build? How tall was he? Lakshmi, he was about 6 feet tall. Inspector, what about his physique? He was not thin, he was well built and rather plump. What about his dress? What was he wearing? I think his clothes were rather old and faded. He was wearing a black shirt which was faded. Inspector, do you remember the color of his trousers? Lakshmi, they were of a dark shade, either black or blue. Can you tell me something about his face? Lakshmi, unfortunately, no. When he entered my room, I panicked, but then I gathered courage and screamed and tried to run. But I was a bit late. He struck me with his staff, and I really don't remember anything about that. Maybe I was knocked out. Later on, I came to know that he broke into the bedroom and ran off the roof. But Ram Singh, the watchman who tried to catch him, may be able to describe him better. Inspector, okay, Lakshmi, thank you. If I need your help, I will come again. You may have to identify the burglar. Now I will speak to Ramsey, Inspector Ramsey.
So her description is over, right? Now Ramsey's description is.
So I have to describe Lakshmi also. No,
No. The conversation that he is having, the inspector is having an inquiry from both Ram Singh and the maid, the housemaid, right? So housemaid's description of the burglar is over. Now they are interrogating Ram Singh. Let's see what Ram Singh says.
Ram Singh, you were on duty and you tried to catch the burglar. You may be able to give a good description of it. First, tell me how about his hair. He had straight black hair.
Underline.
What about the shape of his face and his complexion? He had an oval face with grey eyes, and I think he had a dark complexion. Did he wear spectacles? Yes, with a plastic frame, and his nose was rather sharp. What else can I remember about him? What about his teeth and lips? His lips were quite thick. Is there anything else that you remember about him? When I heard some noise from inside, I ran in. I tried to stop the burglar, and he had a scuffle. During the struggle, I noticed that he had 6 fingers on his right hand. But he managed to run away and made his escape on a motorbike. Thank you, Ramsey. We will make sketches on the basis of a description and have.
Yes. Okay. So you got to see that right from his hair, his complexion, the kind of specs that he was wearing, his thin or fat, what color shirt was he wearing, is everything. So this is how the description has to be made. Okay, describe your doctor, the house physician, once it came house physician. So either a person or an object. Now, in 2025, object has come. So 2026, we are expecting a person. Okay, right? And you will be appearing in 2027. Correct.
Yes.
Isn't it? 2026, 27. We are also be 27. So we are expecting objective. So let us start with person. We don't know. Let's see this time what comes.
Is it always alternative?
Not always. So that is why we should be therapeutic both. And it come to me, I know there is only one question. There is no one question that comes with only one question comes. So you have to attempt it. So let us try because it's easier to describe the person than the object. Okay, so let's see. So you need to, so you can see the attire you have to describe, attire, the clothes that he's wearing, that also has to be described on the way, or it's shabby, or it's old, torn, so, or it's bright shiny. So you need to describe that way, okay? We need to use a lot of adjectives, okay? Then you need to describe its face. What shape is its face? Right, oval shape, round shape, square shape. Then hair, what kind of hair? Curly hair, straight hair, short hair, long hair. Is it brown hair or gray hair or black hair? So like this, you need to type the description. But the description will not contain only information. So it will, the way you are writing, you will write the same way. Okay, but it will reflect the description of the person. Okay, so here it is written in the question answer session, so we will write in the paragraph form. Okay, so he was a man, or he was a tall man with not that impressive physique, like this you will write. In kind of story. It is not exactly a story, but your write-up should be that way, which becomes a little different from the others. Otherwise, if you just give information, you don't really get good marks. Okay, because you have to write description.
So in the exam, we will get a conversation and we have to write. We have to
So
decide.
in 10th standard, I don't work on 9th standard. In 10th standard, we will not get, they will only ask. Okay,
Any object.
any objective task. Like this year, it came one working model. You have to describe one working model that you have made for your science exhibition. That many students found it easy because the students do participate in the exhibition. So they're all interested in science, right? So they all participate and they will make it a little easier for them to write it. Last year it came with notebook. Notebook becomes a little difficult, but again, the students were able to write because notebook, you know, as you turn the pages, the notebook is filled with the notes of the teachers, given by the teachers. If you write them, if you study from the notebook, you can get good marks. Then you know it is a how many page notebook. It is single line notebook. On the front page, you have the index. So there is an index which has a column for signature. So where I have written the names of the chapters and against which the teacher has signed. So like this, you know, detailed description as if I am able to visualize the object or I am able to visualize the person. So you will give description in such a way that the police will be able to draw, right, the person. Same way the object also. You will give the description of the object in such a way with the texture, you know, is it soft or how is it? Like in the sample question paper last year it came, describes the describe your study table before the exam. Describe your study table before the exam. That's an object, study table is an object. Okay, so at one corner you have kept some books. Yes, so the table before my exam is filled with sticky notes. Okay, so you write it in a little funny way. Right, so the writing structure, it can be just informative, or if you can just twist and turn the structure and write. Okay, but the information should be there, but it is your way of writing. For example, you can say, you can write it in a funny way. Just now you can say that you know my table looks impressive with all the sticky notes. Okay, so it's a little funny way of writing. Or if you see my study table before the exam, it's all messed up with sticky notes all over. Okay, like this also you can do. Or you can just write the description. The topic is, you know, the thing that you need to write is factual description. You have to talk about facts, you know, exactly how he looks, exactly how the object looks, or exactly how the person looks. Okay, you will not give your opinion there. Okay. So we got the description. So how can you will give one introductory sentence, only one introductory sentence, right? So all you will write the description. So how do we write? What are the descriptions that we have got?
Description was he was 6 feet tall. He was 6 feet tall. Then he had a well-built body and dial-up cloud. Then,
No, he did not have a very big body, huh? He was a very big body, okay.
then he was wearing a shirt which was of black color and it was old and faded.
Correct.
Then he was wearing a pair of trousers which was dark shaded, either black or blue. So it's his appearance. Then he was wearing a
Specs also is given.
he was wearing staff.
He was wearing
Staff.
a staff, yes.
He was wearing a staff and along with that he had spectacles on which was of a plastic frame and his plastic frame appearing his nose, which made his nose to appear as if it was sharp. He had
Description given.
straight black hair, which came all over his oval
Oval face.
face with grey eyes and a dark complexion.
So the face with grey eyes and dark complexion. So the hair is all over his face. You know, we can visualize the picture, right? The hair is all over his face. So the hair is quite long enough to cover his face. Right? So he's not that properly groomed or something. Anyway, but he will not write your opinion on it. He will just write what description is there. So that whoever is drawing the picture can draw it.
But it is not mentioned the length of his hair is not mentioned.
And so then you can leave that. Then his hair is all over his face. All over his face.
And then his lips were thick and he ran. He had 6 fingers on his right hand and escaped on a motor.
Escape on a motorbike is not required. Only that much of you. Just because
Only for sketching.
yes, only for sketching. Description means only the description of that person. What he is doing is not required. Okay, sure, start writing.
So the introductory sentence should have that the sketch.
One sentence you can write, not necessarily. You can just, as just introductory sentence, you can write, usually what we do, we can write his name or, very frequently, like, in one of the sample papers, they gave, describe your, house physician. Okay, so you can give the name of the house physician, was a very important member of our life. Because he's the one who treats all our illness, all the family illness. Full stop. Then start describing like this. Just one very short introductory sentence. Okay, because that will not fetch you marks. What will fetch you marks is the description section. But we cannot abruptly start, so just one sentence.
So what should be the topic? Like, should I write the topic?
The birth law.
So the person or the object we're describing is the
That person that you have to write.
So I should write as if I am the one who has seen the burglar and I
You can write like this also, yeah, yesterday in one of our neighbors, what is it given? Employee.
Employee.
So, do you write about that? I met a burglar, I have overseen a burglar. Barging in.
I write the theft took place in the nearby block, which was an attempt by a burglar. The burglar was.
First, fine, then you start describing, correct, like this, a very short introductory sentence.
Just to tell who that person is or
Yes.
the object is.
Yes. Vicky did not come today. After you write this, we will take up another person. Then we'll take up another object if there is time.
What is the stat?
That is usually the stick that you carry. It's something which will help you to do the burglar. You can finish the line, this is. Okay. Okay, because this is one paragraph, so we will not. We have to continue. No reading lines. Because it is one paragraph. So, actually, we have 6 fingers. Hrithik Roshan also has 6 fingers.
Oh, I didn't know.
In one hand. Anything else, Devin? Only this much, no? So this is how the descriptive paragraph has to be written. Okay, you can also give one concluding sentence again, though it will not get you marks, but it looks nice, a nice way of concluding the paragraph.
Oh, this helps you to
Yeah.
find it.
Hope this helps, helps to help, so who is going to draw it, yeah, sketch artist, draw, and the picture of the, and the student, watch by the police. So we hope, it helps the sketch artist to make.
Both this is of some help with sketch artist, who ought to,
Which will enable
Catch.
students to catch hold of the. Word. Just add this section, that can continue, because this is one paragraph. So we have understood, the attire, everything has to be very nicely described. Exactly the way you have done. Okay, now you take out that which we have uploaded. This you need, this is over, huh? This you can unfold it. This is over. Now there is another one in the beginning, the picture that is given, on the basis of the picture to form an impression of the friend. Not, not friends, the movement. That's the given. Read the question.
actually I have written this letter of this, but it is for the portfolio.
As well.
Amit from Hyderabad has gone to admission in a college at Bangalore. He has to share his.
Since you have already written, should we take up another one? Yeah, let's
When
say, let's give it, because
when
since you have
one
already done it.
is back, I'll show you.
Yeah, later on you show it to me. Let us find out if there is anything else from here that we can take up as description of a person. Then we will take up two objects.
So descriptive passages like this. But how can this be a fake one?
Did you have it correct one? What is the question?
Passage
This
has
is
been
for,
called,
in 10th standard, it is for 4 marks.
we have a fake one.
Yeah, and you have something else. Just read out, what do you have? Maybe you will have to write 2 3 paragraphs. Let's do this one.
You have descriptive writing, paragraph writing for 8 weeks.
You have descriptive paragraph writing, right? Descriptive factor description is this. Maybe you have to write more paragraphs. In your school, what is done?
We had a question in which we had to write about how in our school on Swachh Bharat Abhiyan on Independence Day, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was taking place a drive in which we had to describe about all the carbon footprints and how to conserve the resources which are being depleted by the humans, and then all of the things which were used like solar panels,
Describing whatever you have
they
done.
were
So for your case, you have to write some more paragraphs. It's not just one paragraph. So this is descriptive paragraph for grade 10. So this you have understood. Now we will take up a topic which you will write in the form of article that that description the way you have done in school. So let us take up this one, the Indian rhinos. Okay. So you read this and then your question will be, you write down the question first. We are very materialistic. And are often lured into buying and are often lured, L-U-R-E-D, and are often lured, L-U-R-E-D, lured into buying and using clothes and articles made from animal skin and other body parts. Write paragraphs on Indian rhinoceros whose population drastically reduced because of excessive hunting. First off, also state CDF is written Orang National Park of Assam and Laukwa Reserve Forest of Assam and Royal Chitwan National Park in Nepal are the homes to this endangered animal. The Indian rhino is the only large species in Asia to be downlisted from endangered to vulnerable in the IUCN Red List in 2008. It has become extremely, it has
the verge of extinction.
yeah, almost on the verge of extinction. So from endangered, it has come to vulnerable list. Okay, so and then, so what did I say? The last sentence.
Because of excessive hunting, also state
Hunting, full stop. Okay. Also states,
its current position
Also states the different ways how we can contribute to the protection of these animals. Okay, so you read this a little, you describe the rhino as well. Huh? See, one horn rhino. This you read this article. From there, whatever information you gather, you write about it. So you will write 3 paragraphs. Okay, one introductory paragraph, so the middle paragraph will be about describing the rhino, and then how because of excessive gas, some that way you write, and then the final, then you can also write that we are, how materialistic we have become. And there are some examples of the materials that we use, articles that we use, which are made of leather. Right? I am a huge fan of leather. I used to have long, now I have stopped using it. Like wood, leather, these, these materials are very good. If you carry a leather bag, they are very expensive, but they have a different look. Right? So they, everywhere, all of us, we love leather bags, leather belts. Right? So there are different articles given which we use in a day-to-day life, which are made of leather, and that is how they're killing these animals. Right? So you can mention about the different articles that we buy in order to uh, make our fashion statement at the cost of the lives of the animals. Right, so like that, and then what way we can contribute in the saving of these animals. So you can, from here, you can continue writing that, we need to start using alternatives to leather, different forms of leather. Okay. Plastic is there, but again, plastic is also needed by using. It's a very good.
We can substitute it with wool or
There are different types of nowadays jute bags are coming up. Okay, but leather is irreplaceable. Leather, you must have seen the actors and the actresses especially. They all are using, but they are the ambassadors for different animal, what is PETA, the protection of animals.
but still they
Yeah, but they are the ones who are using it. Right, like Gucci bags and all, but they're not leather, they're high quality leather bags. Okay, so that is really very expensive, so expensive, and of course for the design. But at the cost of the lives of these animals.
so it's now we'll have to know about all the facts of them.
No. Not necessarily, but in 10th standard, you will have to know some fact, because in 10th standard, the article writing and the letter writing will be coming from your MCV. Not this one, the 10th standard MCV. So, from the very beginning, the moment you get your books in the month of February, right, when is your exam, final exam, 9th standard? So immediately after that, when you buy the books, you start reading the MCV, okay? And not some statistical data, because it's a fact book, okay? So one question directly comes from there. Okay, so if you study then you are good, you're thorough with the content, you know what to write, and it becomes very easy. and it saves time also. You can take examples from outside also. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to write from MCP, and the topics come from MCP. So you have the book from where you can get these information. In schools, usually MCP is not taught because that has to be read by you. Okay.
Meaning of vocalization.
Maybe say it loudly. I mean, to be vocal about it, to protest and say it loudly. What is the sentence here?
The Indian rhinoceroses have made a wide variety of vocalizations.
Example, let's wait, let me check. Vocalization.
Hmm. अच्छा हाँ vocalization is the methods in which they communicate. Snorting, honking, bleating, sleeping, panting, shrieking, depending. Olfactory communication. What is olfactory?
Olfactory is smell. Imagery, as I told you, remember, there are different types of imagery. This is olfactory imagery, which means smell.
How can rhinos communicate using olfactory smell?
They smell very bad. They can't stand near the eye. Extremely bad smell. Medicinal.
Is usually for the next few hours and is used by Chinese military persons. So steps have been already created by the government.
Government, huh? So you can write about that.
Oh, unicorns.
Unique.
Plant
One, huh?
species. Unique is one.
One, huh? One horn riders. Okay, so what will you write? We'll write a description. Then how we are using them to make, fashion statements and what the government is doing and what we can, how we can contribute.
So I am more of only the first paragraph will be of this article. And the last one, the center, I have here.
The center paragraph they describe the line, no? Okay, description is given here.
Yes.
Okay, you don't have to write so much. It's a bit of description and then you write about with the effort that is taken by the government and then your part would be how can we
Okay. Sure.
contribute by not using these as fashion statements, which we are doing now. Okay, what is that will come in the end. Right, so it's not a plan. It's not required. 84.
Even if you see
This is easy. This here.
But the description of the rhinoceros should I continue with the other paragraph that due to the hunting of rhinoceros and people hunting them for sports and taming them in circuses, they are becoming endangered and they are becoming.
Yeah, we can write that. Let's.
The other paragraph. Even the head of the rhinoceros is cut, right?
I don't know.
Well, heads.
Yeah, those were done before, nowadays it is not done. In those days, the zamindari system was there. The zamindar used to go for, uh, decorate their walls with these, just to show their power. Nowadays, we don't use it anymore.
So it would be the skin or the flesh of.
Yeah, the skin that is called the hide. The hide is used for making different items of leather. Right, from shoes to leather shoes to leather bags to pens. Bags are the most widely used. In the next class, we will take up, let's see, we'll take up uh, direct and indirect speech. Okay, not grammar, you bring the workbook. Okay. Because we will get 3 Mondays. After that, so now the Fridays are not required. Only Monday classes are live. So 3 Mondays we will get. That's how somebody said had called here. He told me that he get 3 Mondays. I'll get 3 Mondays. They will also get 3 Mondays language and literature batch. Their portion is a bit uncovered portion is more. So they will take the why I told you to the 6 hours. So after the, I mean, and then yours 1 hour is enough. So we will take up the grammar part. From the workbook we will solve. Everything else we then will take up prepositions. Okay, like this we will take up. Just mark it so that I remember. So one day reported speech, one day preposition, these two were left. I think connectors are is also left. Yes. If these were done, so that we have time.
What else we did, I think.
What else we have done? We have done with verb forms. Verb forms, models and tense we did it together. Okay, active passive also we have done, but I don't remember whether we have done. You have done, right? Okay, so we will get 3 either to importance the preposition and then we can take up little bit of exercises, one exercise from each of these. Yeah, in 1 hour class. Finish this. That's the first one.
How much would you give at this other way?
Actually, I have to go through the ninth writing skills. You know, each marks, you know, what is the division and all that, that I have to go through. I do not know actually. For ninth, this one. This is, they are saying they are calling it as descriptive paragraph, right? What are they calling it as?
Descriptive writing.
Descriptive writing. This is my descriptive writing. Like we do it in ICC maybe, descriptive writing. So basically, kind students has to be describing more. So out of 8, I think 7, so you will easily get, but I have to check the bifurcation. Okay, if required, we will do more. In the last day, now whatever we require for a practice, we can do that. Okay, shall you write one from Mohan's homework? Descriptive paragraph. Describe, I'll give you the topic, describe, you know, this is one of the ICC topics and that will help you a lot. Describe the scene as you go out for morning walk. Describe the scene as you go out for a morning walk.
Spelling of C.
It's yes. I have a material, this material only. It's very beautifully written, descriptive, that is called a descriptive writing. Descriptive essay. Okay, so the scene is beautifully described. The early morning sky, the early morning air. So that you have to, that is called, those are descriptive writings. Okay.
It is explaining or describing the situation you understand.
Sure.
But all of the descriptive writing are not extent based, so that they become.
You get an idea of when you go through these. The more we read, the more information we gather. We have CPA powers to write. So that is why these books are very good, communicative English, NCB. So, you know, that is the reason why these two questions come from the NCB, so that you read those. Because they have done a lot of research on while making these articles, whatever with them. The 10th book is also very good.
This is other hand. Ah,